Hey everybody, it's Jang here from jangbricks.com with a look at all 8 of the standard Bloks Halo Series 8 minifigures. So these are the ones, all the ones that are available, not including the special active camo version. So these are the ones that you will normally be able to find. So let's go ahead and take a look at each one. I'm mixing up the order a little bit, so I'm starting with this Air Assault Spartan. Possibly a Spartan 3, or maybe it could be a Spartan 4 by now, but definitely at least a Spartan 3. Gold color, this is actually one of the rare figures. This one has the dark gray grenade launcher. Stuff that we've gotten before, also of the Air Assault versions, the one with the little sensor array added on the side, but definitely a cool figure and would fit in well with some of the recent figures that we've gotten in recent times, and got that great sought after blue color for the visor, so I appreciate that. Let's see the next. This is a Spartan 4 in operator armor, and this is a common one for this wave, a recolor. Got him in the green color, has a little bit of a wash, it appears, across this one, but mostly just one color, kind of standard gold color for the visor, and he has a scatter shot in the medium or dark gray. Has just a little bit of metallic silver speckling in that. If it looks like it's painted in 2 tones, it's just because of the lighting. It's actually all just one color, that weapon there. And that is a weapon that can be used on the Promethean Knight figures. It has the extra horizontal little peg piece. All of them are done that way, so you can use them either way. The Spartan in Halo 4 era updated Mark 6 armor is kind of just your new mainline Spartan character. It's kind of the new standard for Spartans, I guess, for these figures. So nothing too special there in terms of the mold. I do like the molds of these, but for the most part, this is just a recolor, getting him in the purple color now, and he does have a scatter shot. And this scatter shot is not in the same color as the last scatter shot that we saw. The first one that we saw was in the medium or dark gray, and this one's in the slightly metallic, slightly bluish gray color, so a little bit different. Fits in with a different set of the Promethean figures. Speaking of Prometheans, here's one now, a crawler with the blue lights. It's a blue light special crawler. Yes, before the Didact took over these guys, they had the blue lights. All of them had the blue lights. And Didact had to bring in his orange. Well, I don't mind either. Personally, I kind of like the blue ones better. Kind of reminds me of the Sentinels from previous versions of Halo. You know, just a little bit of a good nostalgic feeling there. Same basic crawler mold that we got from 2013, just your standard one, but with the different coloring. And it looks really good. The joints are quite stiff on these new ones, pretty consistently actually through all of the figures that I've shown so far. I've had fairly stiff joints, so it makes it really easy to hold a pose, a little bit harder to strike a pose, to actually get that pose locked in, because everything wants to move. So you really have to, especially if you want to do stop motion, for folks who want to do stop motion, the new figures are a little bit harder to work with, just because you really have to hold everything else really hard and to keep from accidentally moving joints that you don't want to. And we do get one more Promethean from this series, and it is the other rare figure from this series. It's a Watcher with the blue coloring, and they went all the way through. You got the trans blue pieces there on the sides, and really nicely done, printed in, masked and printed painting on those kind of upper wing pieces, and also the blue lights in the eyes there. Now there's an interesting thing about this one that I didn't realize previously, but the mold is actually off, and I've checked this on several of these. You can see he's actually angled. As you see him, he's angled to the right a little bit, but the stand that he's on, which is also included by the way, the clear stand piece or the clear rod piece, is actually angled a little bit to the left here. So I was kind of trying to even everything out, but this guy, just when he's on a stand, he leans to one side. I didn't check to see if the the previous ones did that also, but I think they did also, because nothing has changed mold-wise here. But rare figure, so not something that you're going to be building up in large numbers if you just, you know, grab random mystery packs, but a good one to have though. This Hazop Spartan in orange with a matte black wash over him to kind of dirty him up is a common figure in this series, or in this wave, and he does have a grenade launcher there in all black color. Pretty well done on the painting, especially the hand details I think are pretty well done. Interesting thing about this one you can see from here is that the hip piece is a different color. It's actually a lighter orange. The extremity pieces, the upper arms and upper legs, are painted. So that's actually paint over black or gray pieces. The helmet here is actually molded in the orange, but the hip piece is just a little bit different. I think it's a softer plastic. It's a little bit more flexible to go over the ridge that goes around the lower section of the torso to fit them all together. Here's a Storm Elite with a Storm rifle. I love that color. It's the color of the, which one was that? The Seraph, I believe, had that color. It's unique. It's really interesting. It's kind of iridescent. It's not your standard brighter purple color. It's a little bit deep and has just a little bit of a blue shift to it as you look at it through different light angles. This Storm Elite, again, another figure with some parts that are molded in red, like the legs and the torso, and then some parts that are molded in the darker colors, and then they painted on the red, so like the shoulder is painted, the head is painted, including the back of the neck, that's all painted. But the paints here really match the red color of the plastics, so that came out really well. Only thing that I would like to have seen on this one would have been a little bit of a wash, because he does come out looking a little bit plasticky, mostly by virtue of just how smooth the armor is, and it just makes, you know, gives it some really large smooth areas that makes it a little bit less realistic unless you put a wash on it. And this is the ultra rare for Series 8 Spartan 4 in soldier armor. This one's done really well. I think all of the soldiers that I've seen have the visor painted in there quite well. And he's in that slightly bluish gray color, and he's got the same storm rifle in that Seraph kind of purplish blue, odd, different, interesting color. I like it. For an ultra rare, I think they've picked a good one here. This is, you know, it's a neutral color, and it's also one of the newer sets of molds, so that's good. Yeah, right on. I'm pretty happy. Overall, I'm satisfied with the series, even though there are only 8 here. It's a good, nice range, and most of them are ones that I personally like, and I think that a good number of them are useful in many different scenarios, under different situations, you know, not just specific to working with one particular color of vehicle or anything. And I think there are some things here that well, there are a lot of things here that they think a lot of folks will like. I especially appreciate getting the crawler as a normal, you know, just a common rarity figure, so we can get more of those pretty easily. And the rares are good. They're very good. And the ultra rare is something that a lot of people will like. You know, it's kind of a neutral color that is easy to fit in with all sorts of different scenarios, you know, dioramas and displays. And, you know, orange, for instance, is a color that some folks will like and some won't. But something like that, color like that, is going to work across the board. So that's it for these for now. Hopefully, eventually, I'll be able to find some of the ultra rare ones, or just end up buying them from folks, you know, investors on eBay, which, you know, sometimes just resort to that to not have to go through tons and tons. But I did get a bunch of these mystery packs, so I'm going to go ahead and do some mystery pack opening videos for Series 8, and you can see those coming up on my channel over the coming weeks. and they'll be spaced out amongst many other videos, because I'm putting out videos on such a regular basis now, it's crazy. So if you want to see the latest stuff, be sure to keep checking back on a regular basis, or subscribe, or follow the blog at jangbricks.com, and I'll talk to you again soon.